Hey everyone. So I am very excited to have our next guest on 1,000 People Hired. We have my dear friend, Marc. Marc, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Efron. Thank you very much I appreciate it for having me.
Listen, it's our pleasure to help and do what we can. So Marc, why don't you give us a brief introduction, a short little bit of history, about yourself and where you're from?
Absolutely. So originally I'm way of New Jersey. I grew up and lived in New Jersey my entire life and worked for a sports advertising firm.
Okay.
I was there for the last 20 years, had a ton of success, had a lot of amazing, incredible clients that I worked with over the years. Unfortunately, with the COVID situation, unlike most of America, I'm a casualty and then looking for a new sales opportunity. But I have a positive outlook and just keep trying and networking and talking to everyone I can and doing whatever possible to get back on my feet and get back into the workforce.
Well, so first of all, I'm very sorry to hear that. And, my sympathies go out to you. And I was laid off too, so we could bond over that later on.
Okay.
But there's no doubt in my mind that with that positive attitude, you're definitely going to find something. So
Appreciate
if
that,
you're able
Brian.
to take us through a personal accomplishment or something that you're currently working on, like a personal project that you're excited about or that you're happy that you accomplished.
Okay, that's a good question or good thought right now at this point. I guess managing homeschooling for the kids right now while they're while they don't have anywhere to go, and I empathize even more for our kids right now during this epidemic because they, listen, we've been privileged and blessed to have our friends around and to have a routine, and it's unfortunate for this to happen at any point in anyone's life. But especially I can empathize with, today's youth having to deal with what's going on. So as a parent, to be in the middle of this epidemic right now and to try and either, manage a job you have or looking for a new job and overseeing that the kids are where they need to be with their studies and with their routine, it's definitely an interesting balancing act that I'm definitely proud of being able to keep my sanity, keep my family, keep my household in line, and do everything I'm able to do. So,
so you became, Principal Marc.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, and how about let's flip it around to the other side, like, a personal challenge that you've overcome.
Absolutely. Well, I would say, being employed for the last 20 years has definitely been something that I think a lot of us, when we have our jobs and we have what we have, we've taken it for granted. So a big challenge right now is, maintaining your focus and your composure and staying on a routine, because it's very easy to be complacent and to just get discouraged and, to just have extreme disappointment. But unfortunately, I'm going through this. I also have my parents that are still up in New Jersey. My father also in the same boat as myself, who had a job for 20 years. Wow. He just turned 70 and he's diabetic. So I really feel horrible for, his generation that they're looking, those folks that are in their 70s right now that still had a couple more years left to work at their respective jobs. And unfortunately, they have it very tough and difficult trying to find work for themselves. So you keep everything in perspective and really have to have, a positive outlook and a good attitude and a good approach. And I think obviously if you think positive, it will be positive. So
yeah, that's for sure. Wow. And like you said, we have to take in perspective. We really have to be grateful for what we have. And,
absolutely.
Think positive will be positive is definitely true. So tell us about what are you looking for in your next role? And hopefully someone that's listening to this will definitely be able to recommend to you or to put you in touch with somebody that can help you find your next job.
Yeah, absolutely, Ephraim. Thank you for that. I'm interested in a sales role. I'm interested in pursuing something, whether it be in medical sales, pharmaceutical sales, surgical sales, even working perhaps with a IT company in a sales capacity or sales role. Because really, in essence, sales is sales, right? I mean, you can sell a toilet cleaner, you could sell milk, you can sell toilet paper has been a big necessity now throughout this process. So I mean, if you can sell, you can certainly sell. But the thing that I've learned in sales, the most important thing that I can impart on others is if you have a humble approach, if you know that you're a blank slate and you can learn. And if you go into a new organization, if you're willing to adapt and adjust with their method and their way of doing things,
Mm-hmm.
it's the most important thing. You can't teach that, and you can't instill that in a person. So while they may be a very qualified candidate for a position, if they come in with an approach or a mindset, they know what they need to know, and they're not willing to work in your, with your set of, guidelines or structure
Mm-hmm.
or what have you, it's going to be very challenging. And you may have that candidate for a couple of months, but then you may find, you passed up on the wrong person who may not have been as qualified, but definitely had a good attitude and a good approach and a good mindset. So again, I think it's very important that you do everything you can to look and keep trying. And I hope that with my next job, to further answer your question, I mean to get sidetracked, but to further answer your question, I hope it's something that's stable, that I can make a difference. That's another thing also. I think this COVID situation has taught all of us that life is so short and so many things are so uncertain in our lives, that if you can have a job and you can still give back to society, that would be an incredible thing for me. So if there's any way that this job that I take on now gives me the opportunity to also do that at the same time, I would welcome it with open arms.
Wow. So there's no doubt in my mind, with your positive mindset, the empathy that you have towards the others and towards people, and your growth and your open-mindedness to learning more and to just showing up and putting your best foot forward, you're going to be such an incredible advantage and resource to your new company. So
thank you, Efrain.
Marc,
well, I wish the same thing to you as well.
I wish you a ton of luck and much success on this journey.
Thank you. Thank you.